A good afternoon and a happy Mother's Day to all who celebrate, and we thank you for joining us here on the Tonawanda Nation as we are at Logan Field, as it is time for some Can-Am Senior B Box Lacrosse as the Grand River Warriors take on the Tonawanda Braves. Hello everyone, my name is Trevor Butts, so happy to be joining you for what should be an exciting contest here as Grand River and Tonawanda will meet yet again here at Logan Field. Second week in a row, these two meeting up on a Sunday afternoon here on the Tonawanda Nation, and it is Waylon Abrams gets the first, I guess we'll call it a quick pass to Sinez down low. His shot is stopped by the netminder for Grand River in this game. I believe it is Dustin Hill in between the pipes for Grand River, and it is. Hill came in relief of Imani Mitten the last time these two teams met up, and Hill had a spectacular performance, giving Grand River a great chance to win the ball game. They did come up a little short, but Hill, the former Georgia Swarm goaltender, featured to be a big part of this Grand River team today, as they'll get the first look on Gage Stevens, the starting goaltender for Tonawanda here in this game. Stevens has featured in a few games for the Braves throughout the season. Had a good performance against Newtown earlier in the year, as a quick shot coming out of the stick of Jason Chido is turned away by Hill. But as for Stevens, the former Newtown Golden Eagle youngster will take the reins here today and have a chance to try and earn sole possession of that net, as he has been splitting time with Wayne Abrams early in this season. Brendan D. and Jackson Bob Pragle, the other goalie options for Tonawanda. Here's Owen Hill on the attack. Quick pass, down low, shot on, stopped by Hill. Looked like it was Waylon Abrams on the receiving end of that pass from Owen Hill. The chemistry between those two is something to behold, as they nearly combined for this game's first goal. Not to be here, though, as Grand River going back the other way with it. Gordwall's good. Under some pressure, but handles it well. Ball over to the near side in the stick of Haudenosaunee Miracle. Low rip, and he scores! Oh, so dangerous is number 88, Haudenosaunee Miracle, as he gets this game's opening goal. First look at Haudenosaunee Miracle this season, and I remember how well he did last year in the postseason for this Grand River team, and he has just been remarkable for the Warriors all season long. I know they desperately missed him the last time these two teams met up, and you'd have to believe that if Grand River had Haudenosaunee Miracle in the lineup, that game could have went a whole lot differently. He is in the lineup now and showing his value as he gets this game's first goal. He has been just on fire throughout this season. He had a game earlier in the year with 9 goals and 3 assists. Just an incredible stat line from that game, as it'll be an illegal pick call that'll give possession to Tonawanda as the Braves look to respond to the early goal for Grand River. It is Owen Hill. Ball in his stick on the far side of the floor. He's going to send it up top, as Waylon Abrams will pick it up fresh off the bench. Hill's stick breaks in half, so he'll have to head to the bench for a change. Going 4-on-5 here are the Braves. Chido onto the far side. Waylon Abrams can't keep hold. Dan Jimerson will have to turn around and head back to the bench. Turnover coming from the Braves. Important to note for Tonawanda, no Gates Abrams in the lineup in this game. Has missed the last couple of games for the Braves. Just working through some things there, but hopefully he is able to return soon. I know he is a big part of this Tonawanda team, and in his absence, Braves naming Cam Seneca the captain for this Tonawanda team. A great honor, I am sure, for Mr. Cam Seneca to wear the C for his home Tonawanda Braves. Quick shot on there is turned away by Hill. Letting that shot go is Ace Abrams. Back the other way go the Warriors. Could be a chance on the break. Julian Moreno all alone, just misses. Wide of the net there for Grand River's number 6, Julian Moreno. Great opportunity for him early in this game to double the lead, but not to be here. Waylon Abrams with the ball in his stick on the far side. Moves it over to the near side. Back here for Waylon up top. Waylon's pass broken up. Loose ball scooped up by the Warriors. Picking that up is Colby Martin. He feeds it forward. Good pass there to Cole Paulus, but he is stripped. Taylor Jensen with a nice check to knock that ball loose for Tonawanda. Jensen, saw him taking a few shifts on O and warm-ups here today. So he's going to be very comfortable out on the attack. Here's Jensen, down low, just misses on the shot. Hill goes through the crease and lays someone out. No ill intent there as he extends the arm and gives him a little fist bump and says, it's all good, my man. Just cutting that corner a little short and made some extra contact as Jimerson loses control of the ball on the far side. Turned over, picked up here by the Warriors. Lennox Mitten breaking forward in transition. Receives a few cross checks from a Brave. Ace Abrams tracking back. Fresh off the bench here is Damoni Thomas. Thomas goes over to point. Bomberry onto the far side. Wall's good. Outside rip misses wide. Shot clock ticking down and will hit 0. So it'll be a 30-second violation on Grand River. Possession back the other way for Tonawanda. Getting into the attacking zone here for the Braves is Ethan Thompson, the Canisius Golden Griffin, where he played his college ball. Shot there just wide of the net. Loose ball picked up by the Grand River Warriors. They're going to start their breakout. Colby Martin sends it for Moreno. Moreno going to wait for a man off the bench in Mike Paulus. Paulus matched up one-on-one. Working hard here. Working on Blue Eye. Paulus gets it over to the near side of the field. Back up top. Miracle on his offside. Thought about it. Watched close there by Ian Dolak. His pass misses. And time will run out once again on the Warriors. They'll just dump it into the corner. Ian Dolak will pick it up and start the breakout for Tonawanda. Dolak might have to get a new jersey number here soon. Rocking the deuce here today, but I think that number is going to belong to Mr. Paul Dawson. The recent announcement that the 4-time NLL champion is joining the Tonawanda Braves. They announced him as number 2, so maybe Paulie will buy Ian a nice little dinner or something for that jersey number, as Ian, I think, is going to be making the switch to 69 as through the crease the call. Possession the other way for Grand River. Wall's good. Waits for a man off the bench and Riley Squire. Squire back to Wall's good. Wall's good. Point. Watched by Homer. Point. Shimmies. Looks to try and create some space. Gets a pick on the numbers. Long shot there goes right into the stick of Gage Stevens. His pass broken up by Thomas, though. Chasing after him is Seneca. Seneca able to knock it over the halfway line, but it'll be picked up by Steve Harris for Grand River. Harris going to fight through some checks and get into some safe territory before passing it off to Damoni Thomas. Feeding into the middle there, trying to hit Bomberry is Thomas. Those two can't quite connect. Haudenosaunee Miracle gets a screen from Bomberry. Miracle drew the double team, now passes back to Bomberry. Feed down low for Thomas, broken up. Good stick there by Tonawanda's number 5, breaking that one up. Connor Fingar deflecting that pass away. The Penyan product and young man who played up at Albany. Low rip there, kept out by Hill. For Fingar at Albany, 69 career games played, 13 goals, 12 assists, 114 GBs, and 22 caused turnovers throughout his Albany career. Battle in the corner, Anthony D'Amico. Looks like he has the ball, loses it for a moment, but it falls right into the stick of Mason Homer. Or check that, Ian Dolak. Dolak doing a good job to avoid some checks from Cole Paulus. Jimerson working on the far side, has a step on Paulus, but he'll turn back and look for an option. Waylon Abrams has some room, but his shot just goes wide. Might have been trying to pass it instead to Brayley Abrams right on the doorstep. But Waylon will get another chance here on a fresh 30. Let's see what he decides to do for this Tonawanda team. Waylon Abrams feeding it down low, trying to hit Jimerson, but an off-ball call will give possession to Grand River. Here is Jake Bomberry being hassled here by Taylor Jensen. Bomberry does a good job to get through the checks from the Rochester Nighthawk, Taylor Jensen. Ball on the near side. Quick feed into the middle, doesn't connect. Point trying to hit his man Squire in the middle. Heavy contact on the boards. Jonathan laying the hit, but the Warriors' Walsgood comes away with the ball, and possession will stay with Grand River. Riley Squire sends it up here to Jake Bomberry. Cross-floor pass connects to Walsgood. Now it is Thomas. Bomberry. Back for Damoni Thomas with a low rip, just missing wide. Loose ball battle in front. Who's going to come away with this one? And it'll be Tonawanda getting the possession. Hill back the other way, shot just goes wide. Rebound for Hill, going 1-on-2, but still gets a shot away. Follow-up attempt wide. The follow-up from Chido wouldn't have counted anyways, as Hill was down in the crease. But a good idea from the Braves either way to just try and create some sort of an opportunity there. Here's Mike Paulus going over to Jake Bomberry. As the wind will pick up here on the Tonawanda Nation. Pass connects onto the far side, but losing it there is Steve Harris, and a whistle. Looks like a penalty will be coming up here against Grand River, as we'll see if we have a look at it. Illegal cross-check will be the call. And let's see it right here. And there it is. Paulus just right into the side of his man, and easy call for the officials. We'll have a goalie water break, and at the break, the shots 8-5 in favor of Tonawanda, but the score is a 1-0 lead for the Grand River Warriors after an early goal from Haudenosaunee Miracle to open up the scoring here in this game. We got 35 of you all tuning in. Thank you so very much for making us a part of your Mother's Day. Power play underway here for Tonawanda. Their first power play opportunity of the game. Let's see if they can make it count. Feeding in front to Sanez, but he goes in the crease. Ball went off the post anyways. Great idea from the Braves, but not able to capitalize just yet. Dolak watching Cole Paulus closely here. Tonawanda was bringing the double team for a moment. Paulus dumps it into the corner. Scrum in the corner. Who's going to come away with this one? And they're going to say it went out of play off of Tonawanda, so possession will stay with Grand River. That's a big win for the Warriors here on this penalty kill. Chance to drain another 30 off the clock. Just over a minute remaining in the penalty to Paulus. Possession taken away here by Tonawanda. Bringing it up the floor, here is Fingar. Fingar gonna pass it off and head back for a change. Picked in the second round of the 2024 NLL draft by the Rochester Nighthawks was Connor Fingar. Feed down low there, shot off the left pad of Hill. Left arm save made as this loose ball booted there by Hill. Just going to be dumped the length of the floor by Grand River's Doug Paulus. Maybe a smart play knowing that they weren't going to secure possession and get it over in time. And would have lost it on an 8-second call anyways, so just try and kill as much time off the clock as you can. Ball up top. A low rip there from Chido, blocked in front. Good soak there by a Warrior. Push in the back call on Grand River will give possession to Tonawanda. Just 2 seconds remaining in the penalty. Waylon Abrams feeds it for Chido, who's stopped by Hill. Dustin Hill seems to be dialed in here early in this contest. He's seeing that ball very well, as he has been tested quite often so far by this Braves team. And he successfully kills off the penalty, back to even strength, as that shot from Bomberry just goes wide of the net. Possession will be secured now by Tonawanda. Bringing it back behind his own cage is Anthony D'Amico, as he'll make the outlet feed to his teammate on the far side count, as it's Silas Jonathan giving away for Jimerson. Now into the near side, Sinez moves it down low. Pass back towards Sinez, goes off the end of his stick and right to Dustin Hill. Turnover on the Braves. Possession back the other way for Grand River. Ryan Johnson, the lefty, with it on the far side. Passes it off to Paulus. Mike Paulus thought about it. Throws in a little face dodge here and passes it off. Wall's good bouncer just misses. Gets his own rebound. No. Thought he had it for a moment, but instead it's picked up by the Braves. It was Jensen who secured it. Now it's Waylon Abrams. Makes a nice move. Gets to the net, but denied by Hill. Good transition chance for Tonawanda, but once again it is shut down by Dustin Hill. Had an excellent game when these two teams met up last Sunday, May 9th, or excuse me, the 3rd, not the 9th, that was just yesterday, the 9th. Just a good game coming in relief of Mitten, but not able to get the offensive support as the Warriors only scored 8 in that game. Transition chance here for Tonawanda back the other way, but good recovery defense by the Warriors. Lennox Mitten and Colby Martin getting off the bench quickly to help slow that chance. Abrams driving in, shot just blocked in front. Good soak by Dawit Martin there for Grand River. Outside rip, turned away by Hill. Julian Moreno as Walsgood off the bench. Gord Walsgood as Mike Paulus. Paulus matched up on Silas Jonathan. Walsgood sets a nice pick, but two men stay with Paulus and force the turnover. Back the other way go the Braves. Could be a chance on a break. Stopped by Hill. Oh, man, another great save for Dustin Hill, this time denying Aiden Blue Eye of the transition goal as we are under 4 minutes to play. It is just a 1-0 game. And could be a chance here. What a save by Stevens. Man, behind the back pass, feeds in front, but Gage Stevens read it the whole way and makes a beautiful left arm save to keep the deficit at just 1 for Tonawanda. Man, oh man, both these goalies putting on a show so far. The defense is helping out as well. That shot turned away by Hill. Coming out of the stick of the former RIT Tiger Nate Sinez. It'll be a back-in call that'll keep the ball here with Tonawanda. Sinez got to see some action in the ALL recently as well with the Toronto Monarchs. having a good year with them, 14 points in 6 games. Here he is, low rip there, bouncing around in the crease, but it takes a Dustin Hill and Grand River bounce as it stays out. Jensen able to pick up this loose ball after it was dropped there by Point. Jensen brings it back into the attacking zone here for Tonawanda. Chido receives that pass from Hill. Now here is Jensen trying to work down low. Gets a pick from Chido. Switches his man, but his pass a bit errant. Picked up now by Hill. 12 on the shot clock, trying to jam it in there, but just misses. Possession still alive here for Tonawanda if they can secure the ball. Just 4 on the shot clock. They will quickly run out of time. 30-second shot clock violation on the Braves. Possession going to Grand River. The Warriors enter this game with a 2-3 record. Tonawanda flip it 3-2. Speaking of 2, here's Ian Dolak. He's running with Mason Homer, but they run out of room. Important game here between these two teams early on in the season, as they're already starting to get pretty familiar with each other. 3rd of 4 meetings between Tonawanda and Grand River. 2nd of 2 here at Logan Field. Long outlet feed connects here with Moreno. Moreno thought about going 1 against 2, but will spin back and pass it off to Cole Paulus, who's going to have much better odds going 5-on-5. These two teams, I mentioned, getting pretty familiar with each other now. This being each team's 6th game and their 3rd against one another, but they won't meet till June 21st. That game will be up in Canada, whether it's at the ILA, potentially the Brantford Civic Center, or up at Gretzky. There's a few different venues for Grand River this season, still trying to lock down one for the entirety of the year, but we know one thing, it will be a road game for this Tonawanda team, but right now they're just focused on defending their home floor as they are down 1-0 here against the Grand River Warriors with under a minute to go in the first period. We have a penalty coming up against Grand River, so Tonawanda going to get a chance on the man advantage for the 2nd time today. Let's see if we got it, as I didn't quite catch it live, and let's see if we can wheel that up again. Saw the arm go up from our officials, but didn't quite see what it was, but I trust their judgment wholeheartedly, so we will go with it here. It'll be a slashing call that goes against the Warriors, and we'll send this Tonawanda power play back on the floor. 0 of 1 here today. Waylon Abrams trying to change that, but just misses wide. Look out, but it'll stay in play. Thought somebody was going to get a souvenir there for a second. Now here's Sinez. Quick feed down low. Jimerson denied by Hill. Tonawanda has a chance here to get the last shot of the period. Waylon Abrams takes a quick one, but Hill makes a nice save. Owen Hill, low to high rip there, stopped by Dustin Hill. Breakout pass here. Paulus, just misses it. Thought he might have had a shot, but a bit overthrown. And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter of play. The shots after 1 period, 20-7 in favor of Tonawanda. But it is the scoreboard that reads in favor of Grand River. The Warriors have a 1-0 lead over the Tonawanda Braves here as you're watching on Blue Squatch Productions. Actually, you're watching here on BSPN2, The Deuce. Welcome back here to Logan Field as we get ready to start the second period of play between the Tonawanda Braves and the Grand River Warriors. It is a 1-0 lead for the Grand River Warriors here over Tonawanda as we are underway here in the second period of play. Just a slim one-goal game and only one goal scored all throughout. I thought the Sabres game was later today, but no, maybe we got it here as it's a hockey score into the second period of some box lacrosse action between Tonawanda and Grand River. It's Waylon Abrams taking the first shot of the period, catches a piece of a stick on its way towards the net and deflects wide. Got to go quickly here. Chido takes a low rip that is swallowed up by Dustin Hill. One of the main messages I heard from the Tonawanda locker room during the intermission was we got to do it together and we got to use the full 30. The Braves did right there, but still yet to get one past Dustin Hill, who has just been dialed in since the opening whistle, and not much has changed. In the early moments of the second period, dumping it into the corner for Grand River is Paulus. It'll be scooped up by Tonawanda as the Braves will go back on the power play for just 7 seconds and have one more chance. Senez over to Owen Hill. Hill will do the wise thing and just hold the ball and wait for the penalty to expire. Now 0 for 2 on the day are the Braves. Pass down low. Quick feed in the middle trying to hit Hill was Waylon Abrams, but pass was broken up. Hill ended up straying into the crease anyways, so possession will go the other way. On the far side, working with it is Ryan Johnson as a man off the bench. In point, his shot blocked in front. Flipping that one forward is Tonawanda's Aiden Blue Eye. It'll be controlled here by Grand River. Ryan Johnson onto the far side. Low rip there connects with Gage Stevens, who makes a nice save. Connor Fingar outlets it for Jonathan. Silas Jonathan hops his way forward into the attacking zone. Looks for an option, has Dan Jimerson. Jimerson finds Waylon Abrams. Low rip there from Waylon, misses wide. Jimerson gets the rebound and scores! Dan Jimerson finally gets this Tonawanda offense going as he has their opening goal. And the Tonawanda chants finally starting from the crowd here as it is Dan Jimerson on the Braves' 22nd shot of the game who gets their first goal, picks up the rebound from the missed shot from Waylon Abrams, and it will be a goal for Dan Jimerson, his first of the game. On the year, it is the third goal of the season for Dan Jimerson. In the corner goes Anthony D'Amico. D'Amico loses control here. Julian Moreno scoops up the loose ball. Moreno and Paulus combine to force that turnover. Now Moreno runs into a pair of Braves looking to force a turnover of their own. Somehow able to keep possession are the Warriors. Good effort there from him and Bomberry as well coming in to contribute. Here is Jake Bomberry on the far side. Wall's good. Steps into the middle. Takes a rip right into the chest of Gage Stevens. The former Golden Eagle netminder seeing that one well. Hasn't been tested as often. That's just the 9th Grand River shot of the game. But when he has been tested, he has done well so far. Just looking to get that offensive support here for Stevens in this contest. Chido gets a nice screen from Braley Abrams, but is denied by Hill. Trying to find the 5-hole there on Dustin Hill. Much easier said than done as he breaks it out here for Grand River onto the near side. Low rip towards the 5-hole coming from Paulus is kept out. It was Mike Paulus letting that shot go, but Gage Stevens denies him on the 5-hole shot. Onto the far side here for Tonawanda. Skip pass connects with Waylon Abrams. Back to the far side. Looking for an option now. Here is Whalen, can't keep control of that one. Ball bouncing around. Who's going to come up with it? Pushed into the corner there. Was a Brave. They'll run out of time anyways. Good defense from Doug Paulus and company as they force the shot clock violation. Back the other way, shot, they score! Grand River responds to the latest Tonawanda goal as they take a 2-1 lead. Let's get another look at this one as the Warriors strike quickly right off the bench. It is Steve Harris who gets the goal and gives Grand River the 2-1 advantage. Possession going to Tonawanda. Ball on the far side here for the Braves. We're going to try and create something on this opportunity. Waylon Abrams. Offense has been running through Waylon a lot here today. Have to imagine that would be in part because of Gates Abrams' absence from the lineup, but the Braves also missing a great lefty in James Whiteford today. But Waylon Abrams, a great lefty in his own right, goes the other way and scores! That's why you run your offense through that man. Waylon Abrams forces the turnover and gets the goal to tie us up at 2. Got to get another look at that one. Waylon Abrams gets just enough on it to get it past Hill. There you can see he forces the turnover, makes a nice little one-handed scoop to get the loose ball and beats Hill low for the second Braves goal of the game. It's Waylon Abrams with the marker. That is his 7th goal of the season. 2-point day for Waylon Abrams. He should get an assist on the first goal as it was his initial shot that was picked up by Dan Jimerson and finished off. So a good start here for Waylon Abrams. As I was mentioning, the offense has been running through him today, and he shows everyone why. Here are the Braves on the attack. Trying to work his way in there was Tyler Good, but not able to do so. It'll be a turnover on the Braves, courtesy of a shot clock violation, and possession will go back to Grand River. Jake Bomberry looking to go to work, bounces it over to Gord Walsgood. Walsgood looking for an option here, forced into the corner. As Bomberry on his offside, knocked off balance. Walsgood on the doorstep, stopped by Stevens. Great little link-up play between Jake Bomberry and Gord Walsgood, but not able to come up with the goal because of a even better save from Gage Stevens. Braley Abrams breaking free. Here's Hill on the doorstep, denied by Hill. Dustin Hill denies Owen Hill of a great goal-scoring chance there, as Owen found his way open right in front of Dustin. But the goaltender outdoes the forward there, as through the crease go the Warriors. So possession to Tonawanda. Could hear the calls of hurry coming from the Tonawanda bench, but the Braves not able to get up there soon enough. As that one winds up in the back of the net, Silas Jonathan got it home. Let's see. Was he pushed into the crease before it went in? Ooh, tough to tell. Good look at it. We'll let you all be the judge at home. But either way, the officials deem it to be in the crease. We got a great crew here today, Trent Bray and Herbie John. So, as I've said before, we'll trust their judgment wholeheartedly, as Mason Homer running in transition, thinking about pushing it, and does. Homer through the legs and scores! Da-na-na-na-na-na. Mason Homer in transition goes through the legs to beat Dustin Hill. Oh my goodness. It doesn't get any better than that. Mason Homer with Paulus all over him going the opposite direction he wants to. Back to the goal, no problem. I'll just drop it between my own wickets and throw it towards the cage and give my team the lead. Another chance for Whalen. Not able to find the twine that time. But man, oh man, I'm still in awe after that goal from Mason Homer. Did Tonawanda go and pick up Chase Fraser? No, that's Mason Homer out there for the Braves. What a play from Homer. Now Waylon Abrams scores! The momentum starting to shift in the favor of Tonawanda as Waylon Abrams adds the Braves' 4th goal of the game. Just a good pass inside. Waylon Abrams, a clinical finish, going to his left, losing his angle, but no problem as he jams it in right by the post to give Tonawanda the 2-goal lead. For Waylon Abrams, that is his 2nd goal of the game, 8th of the season. And going back just a moment for Homer, that is his 4th goal of the year, but far and away his most spectacular finish, I want to say, of his whole life. Quick chance here for Tonawanda. Brayley Abrams denied by Dustin Hill. Man, oh man, Braves really starting to get some good looks now. Dustin Hill doing all he can. Well, you can only do so much for so long. Low rip there from Brayley Abrams is denied by Hill. Could be a chance in transition. Wall's good. All alone. Scores! That's how you find a response for Grand River. It's Gord Walsgood in transition to make it a 4-3 game. Here you'll see a great breakout pass from Hill. Walsgood, very aware, was all alone. Nothing that Gage Stevens could do about that one. Gord Walsgood gets his 1st goal of the game. And now Grand River only trails by 1. They had led for so long. Mason Homer's highlight reel goal gave Tonawanda their 1st lead of the game. Now D'Amico trying to get the 2-goal lead back, but Hill says no. He breaks out on the far side, and it connects with Paulus. Cole Paulus. Gonna have someone run a screen there in Keelan Point. Paulus has Point. Those two not quite on the same page. Goes off the top of the head of Keelan Point. He gets knocked to the turf, and the loose ball scooped up by Fingar and the Braves. Cam Seneca able to find Nate Sinez. Here is Waylon Abrams. Now Owen Hill. Working along the near side. Hill steps into the middle, trying to hit Waylon Abrams with a man draped all over him. But not able to do so here. It'll find the stick of Dustin Hill as he sends it onto the far side for Doug Paulus. Paulus gets it over the halfway line and avoids the 8-second call. Bomberry onto the far side. Spinning away, trying to get that shot away was Riley Squire, but an excellent check knocks that ball free. Here's Homer in transition. We know what he can do. Jensen down low. Chido scores! Homer to Jensen to Chido means the 5th Tonawanda goal of the game. Let's take another look at that one. Homer just drops it back to Jensen, who makes a perfect pass to Jason Chido on the crease, who buries it for the latest Tonawanda goal. Shots now 31-14 as that gap continues to widen as the Braves widen the margin on the scoreboard. It is a 2-goal lead for Tonawanda, 5-3 as it stands here after Jason Chido gets the latest Tonawanda goal, his 3rd of the year. Looking for his 4th there, but misses the net just wide. Chido, an excellent player out of SUNY Cortland, did a great job for the Braves in transition last season, and being asked by head coach Bruce Johnson if he wants to play a bit more and he has obliged and has done an excellent job for the Braves. Quick chance for Squire, he scores! What a nice finish there from Riley Squire to beat Gage Stevens and make it a 1-goal game. Let's look at this one again here. Squire, just like a little twister type finish, brings it all the way around to beat Gage Stevens for the 4th Warriors goal of the game. Squire, the latest goal scorer, gets his first of the contest. Horn is blown here with 9:17 left to go in the second period of play. It'll be time for a goalie water break here at Logan Field, and let's all just take a moment and catch our breaths after the intense action we have had here in the second period of play. We will step aside for a moment. It is a 5-4 lead for Tonawanda as you're watching Can-Am Box Lacrosse here on BSPN2. Back now on Blue Squatch Productions here as Tonawanda has possession of the ball, looking to get the lead back up to 2. Not able to do so here in the crease goes Nate Sinez as possession will go back the other way for Grand River. Working on the far side, sending a low rip is Adam Martin. Not able to beat Stevens, but a back-in call will keep possession with Grand River. Jake Bomberry looking to get going here for the Warriors. The Kaiser University product and transfer from GCC. Sends a feed down low. Low rip there trying to beat Stevens to the 5-hole. Not able to do so. A nice save from Gage on Keyland Point. Back the other way. Here's Homer feeding it over. Brayley Abrams denied by Hill. Great chance for Tonawanda. 2-on-1 in transition. But Dustin Hill once again makes another nice save. He has faced a lot of rubber in this game, but he has been up to the task so far, only giving up 5. But the Braves have really had to work for those 5 as Wall's good shot is kept out by Gage Stevens. Running in transition here for Tonawanda is Thompson. Ethan Thompson played a game with the Toronto Monarchs in the ALL, 58 career games with Canisius in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference as that shot turned away by Hill. Chido looking for another as a penalty is coming up against Tonawanda. I think it was contact with the goalie as I could hear some contact there when Hill went to pick up that ball, so I think that's what the call will be. As Grand River will go 6-on-5. Wall's good for Bomberry. Onto the far side. Low rip there from Squire. Just backhanded towards the cage. Doesn't find the target. Follow-up shot ends up going right into the gut of Mike Paulus. He's all right and will laugh it off. But Tonawanda not going to do any laughing right now. They're headed to the penalty box. Let's see if we caught that. And we just got it there, as you could see that quick little swing of the stick from, I believe it was Owen Hill. Yep, right in the crease, an easy call for Trent Bray, right in a great position to make it. And goaltender interference is the call, the contact with the goalie in the crease. So for the first time in this game, we're going to see the Grand River Warriors power play. Wall's good. Takes a low rip, misses, just rips it off the iron. Homer able to pick it up in transition. It was last touched by Grand River, so a heads-up play by Homer to follow that one up and give his team the possession and a chance to kill 30 seconds off the clock. Ace Abrams has Dan Jimerson on the near side. Into the low corner. Waylon Abrams takes a few slashes and checks from Adam Martin. Waylon just going to dump that one into the corner. Pass will actually connect with Sinez, but not able to do anything with the angle and the amount of time he had. So possession will go back the other way for Grand River. Hold on. A little careless with the ball there are the Warriors, but fortunately for Grand River, Riley Squire there able to save the possession. Important power play here for Grand River. First time their man-up unit has seen the floor today. Want to try and capitalize on the chances. That shot denied by Stevens. Steve Harris trying to get one. Here's Homer in transition. Homer, stopped by Hill. Another great chance for Mason Homer in transition, but this time Dustin Hill makes a great save to keep Mason Homer from potentially having two highlight reel goals here today. Taylor Jensen going to be asked to play some tough defense here. Wall's good. Damoni Thomas takes a quick shot on Gage Stevens. Wanted to let one go before the penalty expires, as it is about to. And Tonawanda has successfully killed that penalty off. The Grand River power play goes to 0 for 1 as Tonawanda back to full strength. Here's Owen Hill. Down low, he scores! Right out of the penalty box and onto the score sheet goes Owen Hill as he gets the 6th Braves goal of the game. There you can see a nice little feed from Waylon Abrams to Owen Hill as he makes his way down right by the crease, even with the defender closely watching him. Fakes right, brings it back left, and stuffs it about waist high past Dustin Hill. The man they call O-Dog. Owen Hill gets Tonawanda's 6th goal of the game. For Hill, that is his first of the afternoon, 9th of the season. The former Can-Am scoring champion in 2023 led the league with 69 points that season. Had a tryout with the Halifax Thunderbirds earlier in his career, played a little bit in the ALL with the Oswegan Bears, and is the product of Onondaga Community College, just one of many great players to come out of OCC. Momentum seems to have shifted in the favor of Tonawanda really since that Mason Homer goal. That is when I felt the change, as we're going to get a penalty coming up here against Tonawanda. It's going to be a holding call against the Braves, and this could be just what this Grand River team is looking for to get the momentum back on their side, as you'll see it right here shortly. Lee Abrams just kind of wrapping his arm a bit around his man. And with 4:22 left to go in the second period of play, Grand River will have the power play opportunity for the second time in this period. Jake Bomberry quarterbacking the power play for the time being. Bomberry backpedals, lets a low rip go that is turned away by Gage Stevens. Wall's good. Bomberry, skip pass to Squire. Squire looking for options. Has Point, who lets it go towards the 5-hole, but Gage Stevens makes another nice save here for Tonawanda. Running in transition are the Braves. Letting the shot go is Fingar, but is stopped by Dustin Hill. Back the other way go the Warriors. Dalton Martin gonna just bring this ball up into the attacking zone and wait for some reinforcements off the bench. He has it in Riley Squire. Goal today so far for Squire. Squire, good, or Wall's good, and Harris along with Miracle, the goal scorers for Grand River here today. Pressed up against the boards, there is D'Amico. D'Amico fighting through two checks from the Warriors, but is able to make it through. Good work there by D'Amico. Now it's Owen Hill fresh off the bench. Hill going 1 against 2, doesn't like that matchup, so he'll spin back. Now he'll challenge the 1-on-2 and split it. Whalen, Hill down low, what a save from Dustin Hill. Man, that is great work from Owen Hill just to create an opportunity there. Was going 1 against 2. I said initially he didn't like the matchup, but found something he liked later and was able to split that double team and create that opportunity, linking up with Waylon Abrams as the power play back on the floor here for Grand River. Pass up top to Wallsgood. Bomberry from the shooter spot bounces it just in front of the net. 6 seconds remain in the penalty. Wallsgood shot turned away by Gage Stevens. Chance for the Braves in transition. Breaking free. Here's a rip off the post. Great chance there for Tyler Good to get his first goal of the game. Looking for his 3rd of the year, but denied by the iron. Jensen moves it over to Dan Jimerson. Jimerson gets a nice pick from Chido. Shot blocked in front. It'll stay in play. Possession still with the Braves. Fed out in front. Chido stopped by Hill. Another point-blank chance for Tonawanda that is kept out by Dustin Hill. Had a great year in the Arena Lacrosse League, did Hill. Helped win an ALL championship with the Six Nations Snipers and was named ALL Championship MVP. Not hard to see why. Low rip there from Paulus is turned away by Gage Stevens. And Stevens will send a long outlet pass that'll not find its target for Dustin Hill. In 14 games in the ALL, 5-6-1 record, 13.51 goals against, 370 save percentage, over 688 minutes played. Great regular season and even better postseason for Dustin Hill as that shot from Dalton Martin goes wide. Heavy contact though after the play will keep possession with Grand River as Dalton Martin will pick up the ball in the corner. Just thinking about this as we're under a minute to play, haven't seen Haudenosaunee Miracle on the floor in quite some time for Grand River. And their offense has been keeping pace here with Tonawanda for a while, 6-4. Not a bad gap in separation anyways, but without Haudenosaunee Miracle, it is a much different looking offensive unit for Grand River. He's most certainly been the main man on the attack all season long, and if they're going to run without him, it's going to be an uphill battle trying to make the comeback against this Braves team. We'll see what happens, though, as we are under 30 left to go in the period. Timeout called by Tonawanda. A smart timeout call from their head coach, Bruce Johnson, and at this timeout break, the shots 40-29 in favor of Tonawanda. And since we got a break in the action, just want to take some time to extend our thanks to our good friends over at the Basin Bud Depot. We thank them for all their support and their sponsorship here of Tonawanda Braves lacrosse this season. Without all of those great folks over at the BBD Basin Bud Depot, these games would not be possible. So thank you very much to everyone over there for their support, as we got a good one in store for you here today. Just 18.7 seconds left here in the second period of play. It is a 6-4 lead for the Tonawanda Braves over the Grand River Warriors, as Tonawanda called timeout, looking to add their 7th and take their largest lead of the game here on this possession. they got a chance to do so. I see it'll be 6-on-5 for the Braves. Waylon Abrams will start with the ball. He's got Owen Hill and Dan Jimerson to his right, Nate Sinez, along with Brayley Abrams and Jason Chido to his left. Sinez goes to Brayley. Now Sinez looks to let the shot go. Hill makes the save. Could be a chance the other way. That ball might trickle in. No, just wide. Paulus trying to stuff it home, but too late. Says our official Trent Bray. Paulus just runs out of time. Let's take a look here to see for ourselves. I think that he did just run out of time. Our second look will tell us better, as this one has our scoreboard on it. 3, 2, 1. Zeros. Wow, not by much, but it is no goal. Good call from our officiating crew. As before we step aside, just want to make sure we go over our upcoming schedule here for Grand River. We'll show you what the Warriors got in store coming up. A lot of home action for Grand River. Their next 4 contests are all home games. Up north of the border, they will take on the Oil Springs Senecas for back-to-back games. Got to get your coffees, Red Bulls ready, whatever you use. Saturday, May 23rd, that's a 9 p.m. game between those two. And then after that, Sunday, May 24th, 5 o'clock contest before they play host to Onondaga for 2 straight. Saturday, May the 30th at 3 p.m., they'll host the Red Hawks. Then Sunday, May 31st at 1, they will host Onondaga again to complete that 4-game home stretch. Well, that'll do it for now here from Logan Field. We'll step aside. The score after 2 periods of play, the Grand River Warriors 4, the Tonawanda Braves 6, as you're watching on Blue Squatch Productions. welcome back here to Logan Field as we are underway here in the third period of play between the Tonawanda Braves and the Grand River Warriors. It was a slow start to the contest, a 1-0 lead for Grand River after the first, but 6 second period goals for Tonawanda compared to only 3 for Grand River have brought the Braves to where we stand currently in front by a pair. It's been Waylon Abrams doing a lot of heavy lifting for Tonawanda here today. He's had good amounts of help from Dan Jimerson, Jason Chido. They each have a goal to their own credit. Mason Homer, of course, with a highlight finish in his own right. Owen Hill had a nifty little goal as well, as that shot just goes wide from Braley Abrams. And somehow it ends up in. No, they're going to say now back of the netting. Let's get another look at this one, folks. Braley's initial shot goes wide. The man behind the net picks it up, throws it towards the net. It goes off of Hill, but it must have just went off the back of the netting. So hard to see. But our officials in prime position, able to make the correct call as play resumes. Gord Walsgood working hard here, trying to find an open man in the middle in Bomberry, but the pass a bit too low. In possession to Tonawanda. Thompson making his way up the floor. Thompson with a shot, stopped by Hill. Cole Paulus getting past Chido. Paulus moves it over to Jake Bomberry. Bomberry trying to direct some traffic here and moves it in front. Shot on, stopped by Stevens. Good look there for the Warriors, but Gage Stevens makes a nice save to keep it a 6-4 lead for Tonawanda. Fingar finds a man on the far side. Here is Waylon Abrams. Waylon steps in, fires, stopped by Hill. Just gripping it and ripping it there was Waylon Abrams, but not able to beat Dustin Hill. On the near side, fighting through checks here is Doug Paulus, or Mike Paulus. Paulus able to find Moreno. Moreno gets through Braley Abrams, gets to the net, stopped by Stevens. Oh man, great individual effort there from Julian Moreno just to give his team a chance at finding the back of the net. Running through a few different Braves, but not able to beat Gage Stevens, who has had a very nice game. We've talked a lot about Dustin Hill and what he has done, keeping this Braves team at bay, but Gage Stevens, whenever he has been called upon, has been up to the task. Here is Keelan Point. Now Jake Bomberry moves it onto the far side for Damoni Thomas. Thomas steps into the middle, but doesn't see a shot he likes, so he'll keep possession. Thomas, his shot deflects wide, flips it into the middle. Shot on, stopped by Stevens, but in the crease. Good awareness to make that crease call as, man, Steve Harris just winds up a bit too far forward in that restricted area. Here is Chido. Now Waylon Abrams trying to feed in front for Braley, but those two not quite on the same page, so possession going the other way. Hill outlets for Cole Paulus on the far side of the field. Working here is Doug Paulus. Paulus goes over to Ryan Johnson. Johnson with Jensen all over him. Johnson steps in but just misses on the shot. Loose ball battle. Who's going to come away with this one? It'll be Tonawanda, courtesy of a 30-second shot clock violation on the part of the Grand River Warriors. Dan Jimerson lowers his shoulder and has no problem getting a step on Dawson Hill. Now step back, look to find another option. Here is Jimerson, feeds down low, quick stick shot stopped by Hill. And I think we're going to get a illegal substitution penalty against Grand River. You could hear someone down on the floor just say way too early, and the in-home and Mike Paulus will have to go over and serve that call, as it'll be a 2-minute minor for illegal substitution. And for the third time in this game, the Tonawanda Braves will go on the power play. 0 for 2 so far here in this contest. Waylon Abrams trying to feed it over here to Braley, but that pass broken up. Doug Paulus getting his stick in the way. But possession still with Tonawanda. Quick stick chance, just missing. Hill not able to get the shot away as Sinez feeding him for the quick stick opportunity. Ball hits the turf on the far side of the floor and does once again here. Chido nearly completes the nifty little pickup, but it'll be a back-in call as it went off Chido into the crease. So possession will go to Grand River. A bit of a chaotic sequence there that ultimately ends up with the Warriors having possession anyways. And now hearing some warnings towards both the benches now, or else bench minors might be assessed. Don't want to take any unnecessary penalties here for either team. Even though the power plays haven't been great so far, you just don't want to give them the opportunity, especially if you're Grand River behind in this game. You want to stay even or ahead on the floor as often as possible. Don't want to go man down if you can help it. Nate Sinez has Owen Hill. He'll play catch with Dan Jimerson. Waylon Abrams gets a pick from Hill. Waylon has some room. Now Sinez lets it go. Stopped by Dustin Hill. Loose ball pops into the crease. Hill looking to find an outlet option. Had a man, but whistle's blown behind the play, and both players are going to head to the penalty box. I think it's Braley Abrams for Tonawanda, and it is Abrams walking to the penalty box along with Doug Paulus. Former Clark University product will take a seat, and we'll go 4-on-3. Or they're going to just say 5-on-4 actually for the remaining. Oh, they got 10s. Oh, okay, that would be why. I thought it was just a 2-minute minor. No, 10-minute misconducts given to Braley Abrams and Doug Paulus. So we'll stay 5-on-4 for the next 30 seconds as Grand River looks to try and kill off this penalty and keep that penalty kill percentage at a nice even 100%. Wall's good. Trying to find an opening. Wall's good. Being double teamed. Trying to hit Jake Bomberry now, but not able to do so. Bomberry goes into the crease, then tries to pick up the ball. Can't do that, so possession will go the other way for Tonawanda. Crafty Beach in the chat saying, let's go Braves. If you're watching a specific team, player, or just loving the game of lacrosse, throw that in the chat. I know I'm loving to watch Waylon Abrams cook right now, as that is his hat trick goal, and Tonawanda has their largest lead of the game. And here you'll get to see Waylon Abrams drive towards the net and snipe that one home. Second look coming for you all watching at home. Waylon just makes a nice little face dodge to create that opening and beats Hill to the top corner for his third goal of the game. And for Waylon Abrams on the season, that is goal number 9, as he is approaching double figures in that category. Waylon Abrams gets over to the near side. Man in the middle lets it go, as that shot coming out of the stick of Ace Abrams. Now it's Cole Paulus. Back the other way, 2-on-1 for the Warriors. Paulus, down low shot, stopped by Stevens. A feed down low to Colby Martin was a good idea there for the Warriors in transition, but not able to beat Gage Stevens, who has been very stout in this game for Tonawanda. Here is Waylon Abrams working in the corner, stepping free from it. Now Waylon fires towards Owen Hill, who's pushed in the back, no whistle. Chido sends it down low, quick shot, just misses out of the stick of Waylon Abrams with 8 seconds. Over 12 minutes left here in the third period of play. It is a 7-4 lead for the Tonawanda Braves here over the Grand River Warriors. The lead is the largest of the game as Thomas loses the handle on his stick, and Tonawanda has numbers. Silas Jonathan looks to the corner, has a man, but the Braves not going to push the pace. They will slow things down. Jonathan, as well as I think that was Fingar running with him, will head to the bench. And out comes Owen Hill and Jason Chido. Hill's low rip there will go up and off the boards and stay in play. Reset on the 30 for Tonawanda. Waylon Abrams sends it up for Owen Hill, but a miscue there will lead to the turnover. Cole Paulus awaits a ball, and bench minor going to be assessed here to Grand River. And now somebody's bench minor assessed to Grand River. Dawson Hill is heading towards the penalty box. Don't know if he's the actual guilty party. He says no because he's heading back, so it'll be a bench minor against Grand River. Somebody has been ejected, so it'll be the in-home going to serve the penalty in Mike Paulus, and this is really what you could ill afford at this stage of the game. Just over 11 minutes left to go. The last thing you can afford to have happen if you're Grand River is wind up in the penalty box. You've kept the Braves' power play quiet so far, even though Waylon Abrams' last goal was just moments after the penalty expired. You've done a good job keeping the Tonawanda power play in check, but so much harder to make a comeback in this game down by 3 when you're sitting in the penalty box. Lessons the Warriors will have to learn early on in this season if they want to try and compete all throughout the year and potentially make a championship run. Low slash goes uncalled there from Waylon Abrams. Possession will stay with the Warriors, though. Good work by them to keep hold of the ball amidst all the chaos. Here is Jake Bomberry getting topside. Fakes and runs out of time before he passes it to Moreno. Trying to feed Moreno coming around the crease. A few more seconds and that would have been a great play, but not to be here as Owen Hill will get control on the far side. Hill got a play catch with Sinez as play is halted. And some folks getting a little loud in the crowd. Officials are just going to ask them to kindly relocate themselves. .10:29 left to go here in the third period of play. It's a 7-4 game. Tonawanda with the advantage as the Braves on the power play for another minute and 17 seconds. Grand River has been playing a good game, getting some great goaltending, I think. Just not quite finding their offensive rhythm really yet this whole year, and have not, most certainly not found it in this game. Had an early goal from Haudenosaunee Miracle to put them in front 1-0. And that Miracle goal thought was going to be the start of a big run potentially for Grand River. Gave them the early lead and then didn't see much of Haudenosaunee Miracle, after that fact, didn't see if there was an injury, but just have not seen him on the floor in quite some time. So we hope he's all right, but the absence has been noticeable, most certainly, for Grand River. They're missing Big 88 on the floor, as their offense is just a whole different looking unit with him in the fold. And without, it becomes so much more challenging. As just talking about the offense for Grand River all season, 13 goals in a win against Tonawanda, 5 in a loss against Allegheny, 17 in a win against Oil Spring, 8 in a loss against Tonawanda, 9 in an overtime loss against Newtown, and now 4 here as we are almost midway through this third period of play. Just outside of the Oil Spring game, really not a whole lot of big offensive performances, just getting over 10 twice. That game against Oil Springs, and of course, the aforementioned 13-7 win to kick off their season against this same Tonawanda Braves team. The only 2 times that Grand River has scored over 10 this year, and Warriors going to have to start scoring a bit more if they want to stack the wins as this season goes on. And like I said, I think they got the horses to do it. Just got to have everybody out at the same time, firing on all cylinders. And as I mentioned, they have been missing Haudenosaunee Miracle since his departure earlier in this contest. Right now, Tonawanda on the man advantage, trying to get that first power play goal of the game. Here is Owen Hill, gets a nice pick from Waylon Abrams, but his pass broken up. Good stick by Colby Martin. That gives Cole Paulus a break. Here's a chance. Paulus misses. Gage Stevens caught a piece of it to deny Cole Paulus on the breakaway chance. Grand River has had a couple opportunities here to get back in this game, but not able to find the twine because of some great goaltending from Gage Stevens. Now let's see if the Tonawanda offensive unit can give them some more support. Here's Chido working his way to the middle, but misses wide on the shot. Great effort from Chido just to get there. Flings it towards the cage. Could have been a chance there for Sinez, but just ran out of room and time. But nearly making something out of nothing there was Chido, as now we're going to get, I think, an 8-second violation. Yup, on Grand River. Good work there from Silas Jonathan on the far side of the floor, extending out to help keep that ball from crossing the halfway line and triggering that 8-second violation call. Here is Taylor Jensen, gets a screen from Silas Jonathan. Onto the far side, quick fat pass back for Jonathan, but it is kept out. One of the Tonawanda players saying he missed it. Well, hey, if you want to check it out again, we got you right here on Blue Squatch Productions. Let's see if we got a look at it. As after the play there, you'll see on the far sideboards, just some pushing and shoving, and I think there was a lot more jawing going on with their mouths as opposed to the actual physical contact there, but the officials just trying to keep a lid on this game and not let anything go too crazy. And I can wholeheartedly respect that decision, as that ball is popped out of play. Taylor Jensen getting into it now, as penalty will go against Steve Harris, as Jensen and Harris getting a little physical. And the Grand River bench is none too pleased with the officials' decision. The shots here at the break, 52-37 in favor of Tonawanda. Let's see if we caught a bit of that interaction that drew the penalty. Might have a bit of a longer look there. You could see just lots of cross checks at each other, and it is Harris who will get the call. Looked like he was the second man to commit the violation, so as they always say, if you're the second man, you're going to be the one that gets caught, and that is what it looks like what happened there. The penalty goes against Harris and the Warriors, and Tonawanda will head back on the man advantage once again. Chido trying to stuff it in short side, but just misses. Here's Waylon Abrams all alone, stopped by Hill. Now Dustin Hill sends the breakout pass forward for Colby Martin. 2-on-1 developing here. Martin fires it wide. Oh man, Grand River. They've had a couple of fairly decent chances here, just not able to find the back of the net. Scrum ensuing along the near boards. Everyone fighting hard for this loose ball, and it'll pop out into the stick of Connor Fingar. The Great Dane will bring it up the floor here for Tonawanda. Now Waylon Abrams finds Nate Sinez fresh off the bench. 43 seconds remain in the penalties that coincided to Owen Hill and Dawson Hill, as heavy contact here. And it looks like another penalty will be going against Grand River, as Ryan Johnson a bit over aggressive. I think he'll get a boarding call. And now we'll get a look at the penalty. Yep, just a push from behind through the numbers. An easy decision for the officials, and we're going to have a penalty shot coming up. Since we were 4-on-3, you can't go 4-on-2 or 5-on-2 or anything like that, so a penalty shot will be awarded to Tonawanda, and it looks like it'll be Ace Abrams taking it, as Tonawanda decides they're going to let the rookie have a shot. Here is Ace Abrams on the penalty shot. Ace walking in, takes a shot, stopped by Hill. Good job by Dustin Hill to just stick with him all the way. Not too many fakes thrown in there by Ace Abrams. Just kind of walks right down, tries to pick his spot, but a nice right arm save made by Dustin Hill to keep this a 7-4 game. .640 left on the board here at Logan Field. Just gonna check the chat here. Let's go Gordwall's good. Let's go Braves in the chat as well. Refs going for a Prezi. They can get awards too, can't they? I think the officials can get awards. Why not? As we got a great crew here today. I know there's some folks in orange that might disagree, but it is what it is, and everyone has to deal with it, as Nate Sinez going on the attack here for Tonawanda. Flips it to Waylon Abrams, who just misses. Over and back will be called. Sinez will pick it up and set it right back down amidst the calls of delay a game from the Grand River bench, as Waylon Abrams breaks his own stick. Could be a chance here. Shot on, stopped by Stevens. Right out of the box is Owen Hill. Hill lets a shot go, misses wide. Blown up after the fact, as it was Dawit Martin finishing his check on Owen Hill. Lee Abrams fresh off the bench, looking to knock that ball right out of the stick of a Warrior. Keelan Point able to avoid checks for mere moments, but the three Braves combined to force the turnover. Great effort, though, from Lee Abrams, who started that play off. Just over 5 minutes left to go here at Logan Field. A beautiful day on the Tonawanda Nation, as the sun has once again graced us with its presence. Here is Sinez, looking to find that low corner, but Dustin Hill says no. Moreno bringing the ball up the floor on the far side. Working on Jimerson. Moreno steps into the middle. His pass doesn't find Squire. Moreno will pick up the ball, though. Bomberry down to Squire. Return feed broken up. Mason Homer having one heck of a day here today. Breaks up that pass. Contact will give possession to Grand River with under 5 minutes left to go. This game not yet over, but the Warriors have yet to find the back of the net here in this period, and they're going to have to do so rather quickly if they want to try and make a comeback. Stevens has only allowed 4 to this point, and Grand River's counting on getting at least 3 in the next 4.5 minutes. We'll see if they can. Gonna have a power play coming up though. Just what the Warriors are looking for. Mason Homer will pick it up and get possession as Grand River will head back to the man advantage, as it'll be an illegal cross-check call going against Ian Dolak. Let's see if we caught it here, as I think that was it. Dolak just knocking his man to the turf. We'll look at it one more time. And yeah, easy call for the officials. Just gets his man right on the back, knocks him to the turf. And it'll be a power play chance for Grand River. I believe their third opportunity of the game. Have not been able to score on the power play yet, but we'll see if that changes here. Bomberry's nifty little shot is kept out by Gage Stevens. Jensen looking to use his legs here. Jensen does just that. Gives Tonawanda a 3-on-1. Homer stopped by Hill. Dustin Hill doing everything he can and then some to keep the Grand River Warriors in this ball game. But he can't go down the other end and score goals, so his offense has got to help him up. Because right now, 4 is just not going to be enough. 7 might be enough. And speaking of 7s, here is number 7, Mason Homer. His spectacular goal really changed this game entirely. Here's Silas Jonathan. Jonathan stopped by Hill. Crease violation anyways, but I don't want that to take away from what a save that was by Dustin Hill to deny Silas Jonathan of what could have been a huge goal for Tonawanda. Like I said, Crease would have taken it off the board anyways, but Dustin Hill locked in right now. So is the man at the other end of the floor, Gage Stevens. That shot just misses wide. Coming out of the stick of Damoni Thomas. Here is Cole Powlis. Takes some contact, passes it off. Point shot, trickles its way to the cage. Stevens controls it all the way, and we'll start the breakout here for Tonawanda. Here is Waylon Abrams. Shot, score! That might be the dagger in the hearts of the Warriors as Waylon Abrams makes it an 8-4 game. The Braves doubling up the Warriors here, as could hear the shouts from the Warriors bench saying we need the ball, and there you see a Warrior try and jump that pass. Did not work out there. You can see trying to jump it. Instead, it makes it to Waylon Abrams, and he's able to get to the front of the net and put it home for the 8th Braves goal of the game. (8-4) is the score. Tonawanda in front. The shots 58-40 in favor of the Braves. It has been a close game all throughout, but really the offense for Grand River just I was starting to say, as the officials just having a chat with the Tonawanda bench after the latest goal. Just seems to me that the Grand River offense just had never been able to get going after the early part of the game. They took a 1-0 lead into the first intermission, but have only scored 3 goals since. And I think you got to, of course, credit Gage Stevens and the Tonawanda defense for that, but I think Grand River is going to, look to themselves and say we could have done a bit more, because 4 goals this late into a game is never going to be enough. And even in the very odd circumstances, 4 typically is still just not enough. I was thinking back to the Bandits Seals game from a few years ago, but that was 5-4, so 4 still wouldn't have been enough in that game, as that shot right off the turnover is kept out by Gage Stevens. Ryan Johnson was looking for a late one, but not able to beat Gage Stevens. And I want to just take a few moments here to talk more about Gage. He is somebody that really might be settling into a great situation here in Tonawanda. Just wasn't working out for him in Newtown, sitting behind Craig Seneca, and nothing wrong with, riding the pine for a little bit, especially behind a netminder the caliber of Craig Seneca. But he felt it was his time to start, and he has been making Tonawanda look very intelligent for agreeing with him, as the Braves going back the other way. Thompson looking for a shot here. Thompson steps in, fires. What a save by Hill. Another chance here, stopped by Hill. 2 straight great saves for Dustin Hill, as he'll head back to the bench. Grand River trying to match their game total here in the last minute and change. 65 seconds left here in this contest. Jake Bomberry over to the near side. Point passes it off. Bomberry with it. The lefty shot blocked in front. Good soak there from the Braves defenders. Wall's good. Steps in, fires. Stopped by Stevens. Great game from Gage Stevens. As I was starting to say, he has just found himself in a much better situation, I think, for him here in Tonawanda. And he has really made the Braves brass look good. Stevens, somebody that has received lots of praise from top NLL players, as he was a great player in the UCBLL, the MVP with the Buffaloes back in 2021. And for his efforts, he received tons of praise from Zed Williams, Ethan O'Connor, and Dan Coates for his great UCBLL performance in years past. Now up to the senior level and strutting his stuff here for the Braves. Squire with a chance. What a save by Stevens. A left pad save to deny Riley Squire. And with 0.1 seconds left, a back in will be called. But it does not matter. Tonawanda is victorious. The Braves will hold on and secure an 8-4 win over the Grand River Warriors. It was a slow start for the Braves, down 1-0 after one period, but a second period response put them in front. They outscored Grand River 6-3 in that second period to close the second frame with a 6-4 lead, and then a shutdown third, not giving up anything against this Warriors offense. They keep them silent in the third period. It finishes 2-0 in the third, and 8-4 here on the scoreboard as the handshakes will commence. We will get ready to wrap things up. Before we do, just going to take one final look at the chat. Looking at the chat here, Crafty Beach, 2 penalty shots in one day. What's better than Can-Am? You guys had one down at Oil Spring. As, hey, we had plenty of penalties called here. Only one penalty shot, though. And, yeah, you just got to love it. Hear the Can-Am action. As Cool Things saying, let's go, son. Gordon Wall's good. Love, Mom. As a happy Mother's Day to you, Mrs. Wall's good. As she also comments, way to go, Dustin. Great saves. Yeah, Dustin Hill making everybody proud here today with his effort. He faced 60 Tonawanda shots and kept out 52 of them. A fantastic effort. And not to take anything away from Gage Stevens as well, he faced 43 Grand River shots and made 39 impressive saves. Greg commenting, we're getting off the exit, trying to make it before the game ended. Amazing coverage as always. I appreciate that, my man. Crafty Beach, Fire Lacrosse, of course, and then Lane Smith with a little go arrows to end it. I love the banter as we will get ready to wrap things up here. But before we say goodbye, we will show you the upcoming schedule for Tonawanda. Here, as the Braves will be right back here at Logan Field for a contest against Oil Spring. That one coming up on Thursday, May 14th. That'll be an 8 p.m. affair, and it'll be right here on Blue Squatch Productions. They'll then hit the road and make the long road trip up to Onondaga that Saturday for an 8 p.m. game against the Onondaga Redhawks. Tonawanda will be back home the following Thursday, May 21st at 8 p.m. for a big-time tilt against the Newtown Golden Eagles. I know I got that one circled on my calendar. And speaking of games I got circled on the calendar, Saturday, May 23rd, the championship rematch as Tonawanda will head to the Allegheny Community Center to take on the reigning back-to-back champion Allegheny Arrows on Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. That will officially do it for us here from Logan Field. For our offsite producers, Greg and Charity Beecher, and my cameraman, Jason Pregel, I have been Trevor Butts saying so long and thank you for watching Blue Squatch Productions.